Okay, so hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the concentration term, which is very important. That is molarity and normality. So, what is molarity? Molarity is nothing but the number of moles of solute present in 1 liter of the solution. That is called the molarity. That means what we can say. These are very important topics. Okay. So molarity is represented capital M, and molarity is equal to what? Number of moles of a solute upon volume of solution in liter. Okay. So this is the molarity. Okay. So this is molarity. That means the amount of what is the number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. That is the called molar solution and simply called molarity. So, and what about normality? If you talk about normality, normality is equal to number of gram equivalent mass upon volume of solution in liter. Okay, so this is the normality, number of gram equivalent mass or gram equivalent of solute, we can say. Okay, of solute. Okay. So this is the normality or normal solution. That means number of gram equivalent of solute present in 1 liter of the solution. That is the normality, normal of any solution. So let's do what kind of questions regarding these two concentration terms arise in JEE and NEET. We will see. See, for example, one question. 0.4 gram of sodium hydroxide dissolved in 40 ml of solution, then find molarity and normality of the solution. Find molarity and normality of the solution. That means here is given one solution. That solution which contain, this is the solution 40 ml, and what will dissolve 0.4 gram of sodium hydroxide. That means this is the solute. Okay, so we have to find from this solution the both molarity and what is the normality of that respective solution. So let's find how we can find that. So here is given, see, given solute is equal to 0.4 gram of which, of what 0.4 gram of sodium hydroxide. Okay, so 0.4 gram NaOH, and volume of solution equal to 40 ml. Okay, so 40 ml means we will, if you record in liter, that means you have to convert in liter only. We know 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml, implies 1 ml equal to 1 upon 1000. So similarly 40 ml barabar 40 upon 1000 liter. Okay, so let's find the molarity. So molarity is equal to number of moles of solute. We need the solute moles divided by volume of solution in liter. Okay, so we need first number of moles of solute. So this is the solute. So initially we have to find out the moles of that sodium hydroxide, because that is the solute. Okay, so find number of moles of sodium hydroxide बराबर given mass upon, if mass is given mass upon, if that is the molecule, that means molecular mass. So given mass 0.4 gram upon, what is the mass of NOH? What is the mass of NOH? Mass of 1 sodium is 23 plus 1 oxygen is 16 plus 1 hydrogen, so that is 23 plus 17 is equal to 40. So it's coming out, yes, 40. So 0.4 gram is 4 upon 10 into 40, 410 equal to 1 by 100 equal to 0.01 moles. 0.01 moles we get. That means now it's coming out the moles of that solute. Now we have to put the amount in direct the formula. So number of moles 0.01 whole divided by volume of the solution. What is the volume of solution? 40 upon 1000. 40 upon 1000 liter. So this is barabar 1 upon 100. Yes or no? 1000 upon 40. 20 cancel out. Okay. 1 by 4. 1 by 4 means 0.25. 104 means 0.25. So it's now coming out the molarity. Molarity of that solution is coming out 0.25 molar solution. Molar we can write down also capital M. So again it is asking in the question, find molarity. We get molarity is what? 0.25 we get, and also find out the normality of the solution. So what is the normality? So normality means number of gram equivalent of solute. That means you need number of gram equivalent of solute divided by volume of solution. Same volume 40 upon 1000 we will put here, and initially we have to need the gram equivalent of the moles. So let's find how to calculate number of gram equivalent of that solute. Okay, so the formula of or to how to calculate number of gram equivalent is given mass upon equivalent mass. So before that also we need equivalent mass. Okay, so gram equivalent mass is equal to given mass upon equivalent mass. Okay, so this is the gram equivalent mass. So we need here a gram equivalent mass of the solute means for sodium hydroxide. So we know that sodium hydroxide is a base. That means it will replace only hydroxide ion, only one hydroxide ion. Yes or no? Okay, so it is coming out, it replace only OH minus and hydroxide ion. That means the substance which will produce number of OH minus and hydroxide ion, that is the base. So here the valency factor or N factor will be, valency factor is equal to 1 due to only OH minus 1 has replaced number of replaceable OH minus, and that is the called acidity of any base. Okay, valence factor, or this is called N factor. So why we need this? Because again equivalent mass is equal to molecular mass upon valency factor or N factor. For if any acid is given number of replaceable H plus ion, that is the basicity, and here NaOH sodium hydroxide is a base, so that we need we have to check how many number of replaceable OH minus, that is called acidity of any base, that is the valence factor or N factor of NaOH. So hope is it clear? Now for gram equivalent mass, what you need? Given mass divided by equivalent mass. And for equivalent mass, how we calculate? Molecular mass of valence factor. Okay, so what is the molecular mass of NaOH? 40 whole divided by valence factor is 1, it is coming out 40. That means the equivalent mass of NaOH we get 40. Okay, hope is clear. Now we have to put in gram equivalent mass. So the gram equivalent mass barabar given mass. What is the given mass? 0.4 gram upon 40. So it is coming out same. It is coming out same value. Okay, so directly we put 0.25. So this is the final answer. So this is the final answer. So now check. Okay, now check. So normality also we get what? 0.25 normal size. So hope is it clear. Now one more question of IIT-JEE. We have to, let's check one more question. Okay, this is the JEE question. Okay, so find normality of 0.3 m S3PO3 S3PO3. So S3PO3 means what? Phosphorus acid. This is acid. So in this case we have to check what we need here. So normality is equal to gram equivalent mass upon volume of solution in liter. Okay, so what we need, because here is given the molarity. Okay, so we must know that here is the direct relationship, that means from direct formula we get the normality also. Okay, in this also, or other trick, because in examination hall we need the speed and accuracy. So if we know the trick and we'll get the answer in fraction of moment. So what is the other trick better? If molarity is given, therefore the normality is equal to molarity into n factor. So this is the directive to find out normality if molarity is given. But we should know how to find out n factor or valence factor. We have already talked. Okay, so here what we have to do, so molarity is given 0.3, molarity given 0.3 into what is the n factor of S3PO3. If S3PO3 is a acid, then we have to draw this structure. Okay, so the valence factor is coming out to 2 only. Okay, so how many hydrogen will replace here? How many hydrogens? These hydrogens will only replace. So number of H plus replaced equal to 2. Therefore n factor will be what? 2. That means 0.3 into 2. Okay, 0.3 into 2. So it's coming out 3 upon 10 into 2. Okay, 2 1s are 2 5. So 3 by 5 means 0.6 n. So final answer is coming out 0.6 n. Okay, so let's one more question. Let's do one more numerical questions. Okay, one more question of Z. Find based on that same formula only. Okay, molarity into valence factor to find out the directly normality. Find normality of 1.5 S3PO4. Okay, S3PO4. Okay, so here also molar 1.5 m. Okay, 1.5 m S3PO4. Okay, so here also given, what is given here? What is given? Molarity is given of S3PO4. So initially we have to find, we know that normality equal to molarity into n factor. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Molarity into n factor to find the normality, direct formula. Okay. So S3PO4 is acid. So we have to draw the structure so that we will get what is the valence factor. That means we have to check how many H plus will be replaced. That is the basicity of any acid. So how many hydrogens will replace? How many hydrogens? This one, this one, this one. But in but was in S3PO3, what has happened? What has happened? In S3P, this hydrogen will be retained, remain same, because this is directly attached to the central atom phosphorus. Okay, we should not replace this hydrogen. Okay, it will be unstable. Now here the hydrogen which attached to the oxygen, single bonded oxygen, this will only replace. So n factor here is equal to 3. That means 3H plus ion will be replaced. Okay, so that we have to put what is the given, what is given in the question. So molarity is given 1.5. Now put 1.5 into n factor. What is the n factor? 3. So this is coming to 15 upon 10 into 3. 5 2 and 5 3. Okay, 9 upon 2. So it is coming out 4.5. So we get the final answer. So hope this lecture is clear to everyone how to calculate molarity normality based on the different two tricks, by the general formula also and by this trick also, molarity and n factor. So thank you very much. God bless you all.